Does network marketing pay out too much money? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So in this video, I'm actually answering a question. A gentleman named Andrew, he sent in a question to me, and here's his question. There surely must be something wrong with network marketing. If a company pays their top 200 distributors through their annual bonus scheme, can end up with $1 million to $2 million payments, what skills, value add do these people bring to the company? Some are in their 70s. Can you please explain how the MLM industry lets this happen? All right. This is going to be fun for me, okay? It really, really is. So first thing is all right, so why a misunderstanding here? What's missing? It's misunderstood because people are not used to companies paying for what people actually produce. They're used to being paid on a day of production, but what did that day reveal or produce for the company in terms of revenue for the life of the company? And if you really get down into this, you're going to see the biggest ripoff on the planet, okay? All right. So let's say that I work for Procter & Gamble, right? So they make Tide soap and things like that, right? So let's say I go to work there as a salesman, and then I go out, and my job, I'm going to earn a salary plus commission, right? So what I'm going to do here is I go out and let's say I get 7-Eleven. And they have 46,000 outlets, right? And so I connect 7-Eleven and Procter & Gamble. So Procter & Gamble is going to put their supplies, their products, inside of 7-Eleven, all right? Score, okay? I get to keep my job. I get salary, and I get a commission. The fact that they lock me up in a salary contract is the hook. All right, that's where it goes bad. That means I don't have any rights to future profits. All right, so P&G enjoys profits for decades. That's the reason that they're able to buy a couple of city blocks in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's their building. All right, they do $67 billion in sales, and they make $9.7 billion a year. Okay? How? Well, because the salesman went out and locked down all these contracts. Okay? They got their salary and they got a commission. P&G keeps on earning it for years. Okay, so that's the misunderstanding that people don't understand about network marketing. Right? So let me jump to that. I call this, in traditional sales, I call this, what have you done lately? Okay, so that is the way that traditional sales rep work. YD, what have you done for me lately award. So this is what they get in traditional sales, is what have you done for me lately award. They get salary plus commission, and let's just say that it's $50,000 and $20,000 bonus for signing some big deal. And you get to keep your job. All right, so here's the thing. Paying salary for customer acquisition is cheapest labor you'll ever get. If you happen to watch that video that I did with a data scientist, and he was talking about, Tim, he said in school, in business school, what they taught me was that the worst thing to ever do is to keep paying somebody for acquisition of a customer. That's the worst thing you can ever do as a company. What you should do is hire the cheapest labor that you can get to have them acquire the customer. And then that way each year they're done and you get to enjoy the profits off the efforts of others forever. Okay? Not the person who did it. No, the company who hired them. Okay, so it's the cheapest labor available is employment. Choosing salary over commission. All right, so what if I, the sales rep, Okay, I'm going to go back to this. Let's say that I, as a sales rep, go into Procter & Gamble and I want to get a job, all right? And so I am asking for salary plus commission. Okay. I've been in this position where to hire a sales rep. Okay, so this is a business outside of network marketing. And so the guy comes in and he's all slick, man. I mean, he's dressed to the nines. He sits down, hands me his resume, and I look down through there and I see that he's the best at this and best at that. And he assisted with the project management of acquisition of over blah, blah, blah. And he did this and he created this initiative and then all this stuff, right? It's like unbelievable, right? And so I get done with all of that formal stuff and then I kind of get down to, so what do you want, right? And he's like, well, I want to work for you. I want to sell your products. I want to do this and I want to do that. Good. What do you want for it? And he says, well, I need a base. A base? Yeah. You need a base salary? Yeah. Wait a minute now. You did all of that and you're telling me you need a base? In other words, what does that say the moment somebody wants a base? I want you to take the risk. I don't want any risk. If I'm not able to sell, I'll go hungry. And so he wants me to take that risk. If he doesn't sell, I have to pay him a salary. So I go hungry. You see how this works? And so it's the most revealing thing to me when somebody wants a salary plus commission. And so what I always do is that I will make that if they take a commission only, they will get triple the money. But they won't take it because they don't have confidence in themselves. Why don't they have confidence? Because they don't know how to do the pipeline. What's the pipeline? The pipeline is what every sales rep in the world knows to do. You have to generate a lead. You have to contact that lead. You have to set an appointment. You have to do a presentation. You have to follow up until they say yes or no. That's the same cycle that every organization in the world has to do. A salesman should be good at that, should be very proficient at that. If he's not, he's going to ask for a salary. Okay? So that's it's kind of rude, but it's the truth. All right, so I handled that. All right. So in network marketing, how is this different? So we don't have the Why D Lately award. We have the Why D award. Remember, we're going back to Andrew's question. That's the reason this award thing is in there. So what have you done award? Not what have you done lately award. Okay, so commissions on production. That is what you're paid for. We have no salary. As long as it persists. That is why we get residual income. Okay, so we create a sales team that sells products that also creates a sales team. We were the initiating factor of that. And that is the reason that it persists, is because we started it and we trained it right. We taught them the pipeline. We taught them and we made sure that they did the pipeline. When that person wouldn't do the pipeline, we replaced them with somebody else. So we built a sales force that is persistently giving a company income every single year. And not only that, and this is the real thing because I looked up what was the program that he was talking about. Let me just jump back there real quick. So right here, he said there, and he named the company, and I just didn't want to put it up here, annual bonus scheme, paying people $1 to $2 million payments, 200 distributors. Okay, so let me go back to that. So that thing is called a bonus pool. And a bonus pool works real simple. Let me just sketch it out real quick here. So you've got this bonus pool, right? And so all of the money, right, that the annual sales of the whole company, and let's say that this company is a I don't know, a $10 billion company. That's a lot of zeros. I'll just say 10B. So you got that as sales, and so they're going to take 1% of the sales of that company, and they're going to put it inside of this bonus pool, all right? And they take the top 200 people that created those sales, and then they give them a bonus. Okay, so whoever contributed the most to this pool gets the most shares out of that. Okay, so some companies like really get it, and they understand that this drives and motivates the sales force, all right? And so that's how this, what he calls a scheme, it's a bonus pool. Okay, so, all right, so just take $1 billion times 1%, you've got $10 million that goes into that bonus pool, and it's not people at the top who make the money, it's people who produce and make money. Okay, so that's the way that works. And I do recommend that you watch. I did a video called the People at the Top video. Like, do people at the top make most of all the money? I do recommend that you watch that video. Okay? Okay. So, contrast all that I just shared with you also with the average CEO income. Okay? So the 200 reps earning a profit share of what they created, compare that to the average CEO income of $15.6 million. Okay? That is the person at the top making most of the money. All right, I think it's 271 times the employees in the company. And so that's what I was talking about when I talked about that data scientist, where he says the cheapest labor you can ever buy is employment. Okay? So now I will share with you one thing here is that I'm talking about the companies, the network marketing companies. I consulted a couple of hundred network marketing companies while I was in retirement. And so there are some companies that get it and some companies that don't get it. And when I say get it, I'm talking about they create these bonus pools that allow people to earn like that. Now, yes, whatever organization you build, you'll earn the residual income as it persists. Okay, if it stops persisting and it's no longer there, then you don't earn it. Okay, so, but there are some companies that say, you know what, we're going to take 1% or 2%, some companies even do 3% of total worldwide sales. And then we're going to allow people to earn shares of that based upon their production. And so the higher or the more production that you produce, the more shares you get into that bonus pool. All right, so some companies get this, some they're a little bit more stingy than others. So that's one thing that I'm going to say about it. So make sure you find that company that's going to do that. And let's look at the obvious here. Okay. So I love this statement. It's the reason I made it orange in the other one. Those 70-year-olds, just so that I make sure that you are reminded of this. And he goes, some are in their 70s. What skills and value add do these people bring to the company? No, they brought it to the company years ago, and they're still earning it today. And Andrew, when you get 70 years old, you're going to wish that you built this, okay? And so I highly recommend that you do, and I recommend everybody do that, okay? So the 70-year-olds built something that is persistently adding value and profits to the network marketing company. That's why they're still earning millions today. Okay, so basically, in a summary, they created the pie of sales volume, right? They created it. And so the network marketing company is just basically saying, you know what, you helped us earn that, and so we're going to keep paying you for that. Okay, so that is what's incredible about it. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please comment down below, give me a thumbs up. And also, if you have any other questions, please ask them, because I'd love to go through and like pull out Andrew's question like this and answer them. I'll see you in the next video.